you ask a question and they answer, but it's a little different in that they just want to give you advice. They want to give you advice about what ails you in life. They want to give it to you in a good, and a bad, and a fucking ugly way. So, that being said, who is ailed? Who has something they need to ask our panel of advice peeps? Experts. Yell them out! Don't raise your hand. You never can. Not all at once.
Doesn't have to be realistic.
I cannot think of I don't want to have in it. That's funny.
What is it? Good, bad, and ugly. A certain person we know jammed his finger, but he doesn't, or he jammed his thumb, but he doesn't want to tell how he did it. How does he avoid the question?
Well, I think that's a great question. And one of my favorite things about being an American is that we live in a society where we can ask questions. Really any questions. Whether it's questions about what we want from life, or maybe it's just questions about who we want from life. Now what I would say is that it's important to remember that it's not about that if you don't want to tell someone why you did something, that's okay. You know, there's no Patriot Act that says you have to say everything. There's a Patriot Act that protects us from terrorists, and that's something I detail in my book of, hey, you look weird. And just remember, it's not, you don't have to do it. They're not the boss of you.
Jammed thumbs are a problem. But it's not a problem how you did it. But it is a problem if it hurts. So if it hurts, you should do something to alleviate that problem. And then worry about how it happened later when it stops hurting. If it still hurts, which it probably does. So an ice pack. That's where I would start. You take that thumb and you jam it up their ass!
That's another question. Yell them out to me.
I want you out of the friend zone.
I
think Aiden is kind of like me and I want to sleep with that question.
Okay, whatever. I've been, our audience member, has been dating this guy for a week and wants to sleep with him. How does this person go about such a feat?
Now, what's your name, young man?
John.
John, thank you so much for being brave enough to explain what some people could call a difficult situation. Being loose. Now, John, what I would say is, if before you jump into some rompous activities with that person, it's important to, just think about what they can give you. And I'm not speaking monetarily. What I'm saying is, it's about emotions. It's about filling your well. It's about understanding no matter what, that if you're going to do such an act of such intimacy, such connection, such bumpy fluidity, that you need to make sure that you can trust them. And sometimes that can happen after a week. Or a night.
Okay. So what you do, I did this once, just the one time, so make sure you do it right the first time, because if you mess it up, you'll probably never get another chance. What you do is you go to their place before they get there, and you fall asleep in their bed. So when they come home, they can't move you. You got big, long bones. I don't think they can drag you out. So if they really want to sleep, they're probably going to just cuddle up right next to you. Therefore, you will have slept with them. You march right up to him and you fuck his best friend.
the sun. What does she do?
Now, I think it's important not to use such strong words like. When you use a word like, you can tend to put yourself into a situation that could possibly get you hurt, and that's not what anybody wants. Now, what I would say about your parents is what you should do is you should send them to my website. Please don't make me move, especially to a state that's as boring as Florida.net. And on that website, I list what was actually my doctorate thesis statement about the top 10 states not to go to. Florida is all 10. So what you should do is you should march right up to your parents and you should say, listen, mother and father, or mom and dad, or pops and mama, please don't make me know I'm an adult. You just offer them a plan. Maybe a 1-year, maybe a 4-year, maybe a 10-year plan about what you can do with your life if it doesn't involve moving to Florida.
It took me until just about 2 seconds ago to figure out what to tell you. You might have seen it on my face. Here's the thing about Florida, and I think all other states, is that the sun goes down. So, you can live somewhere else during the day, and then Florida